Hey guys, today we're here with Kurt Deimer and Phil X for Metal Rules. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us about your new EP, Work Hard, Rock Hard.
Oh, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, it's a great mantra.
Well, it's one I've lived by my whole life, and figured it would be more than appropriate to name my debut EP after that, since that's kind of I live my everyday life.
Mine is Work Hard, Sleep Longer.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I
So,
can't fall asleep as easy as you, I guess.
Yeah, but staying asleep is the trouble, right? Going to sleep is easy, staying asleep is a little bit more challenging. The older we get too, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I have a hard time falling asleep. Oh, unless I'm on the couch.
Uh-huh.
That's another thing, man.
So, Kurt, you've had a very successful career in the film industry. Tell me about the decision to put together an EP of your music.
Well, it came after I got into the first movie, the Trading Paint movie, where I kind of figured I wanted back into my creative route that I kind of, put on hold for a long time and suppressed. And after I shot that Halloween movie, that year after the premiere and everything, I was out in Alabama where I was shooting a bunch of other different projects. And the guy I originally wrote songs with when I got back into the music side as well, Ben Trexel's based out of Birmingham. And I met him out there through people I was working on different film projects with. And he had 3 tunes he played for me, none of which are out. One of them will come out after Phil X and I did it. But I said, let me put my book on there. I hadn't sang since I was 21. And let me show you what I can do. My voice is a little bit different than yours. Yours is just kind of like everybody else's, a little plain. And I dug what happened there. I got back into it. I kept working then. I got vocal coach. I got people to help along the way that got me out to LA. And I just keep working at the craft now, and I'm addicted to it. So I love it. But that's how I got back in, and why I put the EP out and all that. I mean, it's a long story, but that's how it all started and why I decided I wanted to get back into music.
No, it's a great EP. It's very powerful. So congrats on that.
What's your favorite track?
My favorite track is the one Burning Together with anything with Jeff Tate is great too. I love Jeff. I grew up with him. So yeah, just grew up listening to him.
Yeah.
That was my favorite track.
Phenomenal.
And I like the video too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a hot desert day out out past Palmdale. It was like 115 degrees. It was awful.
Yeah.
But he came out. Phil came in, knocked it out, playing his guitar, which was about to melt his hands. And I'm trying to do the singing and the whatever, and you could barely breathe. It was so hot. So, we pulled it. So,
what was it? Was it just like an old movie set to find these old airplane parts?
I heard it was an actual crash site.
Oh,
That somebody. So that was kind of creepy.
Yes.
If that was the truth, if that's the case. But somebody bought the property and started renting it out for movies and videos and stuff. I think that's what the case was. Did you hear that, Kurt?
I didn't hear about that because that would creep me out.
Maybe that's why they kept it from you.
Thanks for telling me, Phil.
Yeah.
But it's called Eclectic West, and a lot of videos get shot there, and I think they use it for movie scenes and stuff. And there's different little areas set up with, we used probably a third of it, for
That's
our
cool.
different scenes. But yeah, it had the vibe we were looking at. Paul Boyd, our director.
It reminded me of Tucson, Arizona, with that airplane graveyard.
Right.
You have that out there with all the planes. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So, Phil, tell me about how you and Kurt connected musically.
It was through the wizardry of Chris Lord-Alge. So he got involved with Kurt. They started working together because Kurt was looking for someone to mix his record, and Chris just wanted to produce it. He thought, you know what, we could do way better than what's recorded. Let me get my guys together, and me being on the list, to throw down guitars, and that's how it started. And you know, it was June of 2020 when everybody was wondering what the hell is going to happen, you know, and lo and behold, people started making music again, and Kurt and Chris were one of the guys that started sending me tracks, and I was really intrigued by Kurt's voice. And the first thing we did together was have a cigar. Yeah. And it was one of those things where I just, like, you know, I really wanted to make an impression, so I put down my A game, and Kurt totally flipped out. And then I go, well, let's do more songs together. And then, but what took it to another level for me was we started writing together. He started sending me lyrics, yeah, and I would just connect to something and put music to it, and that just took everything to another level. And when he said, you got to be in the band, I was like, can I be in another band? And maybe I better do this. But what the funny thing is that I've been telling so many people lately, like when I was recording guitar parts, I was like, well, hey, this is just like another record that I've recorded guitar parts on. I let the live guys worry about playing it live. I'm just going to make it as crazy as I can.
Yeah. Big mistake, right?
And just, you know, legitimately shot myself in the foot because I had to learn to play them live.
Yeah. It's actually very hard I play guitar not as well as you, obviously, but it's very hard somebody to give you lyrics and then write a song around that versus coming up with a riff and then having somebody write lyrics to the riff. I find it more complicated.
I don't have a real formula. It's whatever hits me. Like even when I'm writing for my band, I'll just be driving around and it'll be a lyric or a riff or a melody, and I just sing it into my phone, and when I get home I can finish it no matter which area it begins with. So getting lyrics from Kurt, it seemed to, you know, come together pretty quick. And you know, we're the same age, so we connect to everything he sent me. I was like Back to the School, for instance. I remember, you know, fights in the back of the school. And how now it's just there were people fighting behind a keyboard and not having any balls to, like, you know, go face to face. And I totally connected to that. And that was the first one we did, and we just kept going. He sent me Naive, and I knew exactly where he was coming from because everybody knows people like that in the industry. Yeah. So I just jumped on that, like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, money grabbing motherfuckers.
I think you guys have great chemistry together. When did you guys realize you had the chemistry?
Well, we didn't meet until we shot the Have a Cigar video. That's the first day we met. And, you know, Phil was very, very humble. You know, I'm a new guy. You know, I'm just coming in now. I got Chris Lord-Alge taking me under his wing, and Phil X is in my video with me. And, you know, I'm just kind of getting hit from all sides, like, this is pretty fucking unreal what's happening to me right now. And Phil was very humble and, you know, gave me some good advice, and we just kind of hit it off. We had very many similarities in our lives, and we became friends. And then we started writing together, and he's in my head, I'm in his head. Even though we're different people, we get each other, and we're on the same page. Yeah. And Chris on the same page. So it's been very, very magical.
Yeah, Chris is definitely a part of the band. I mean, I've been in situations before where I worked with producers, and I've been in situations where producers trusted what I was doing. But I've never been on such, like, when you say you're on the same page with someone, and the three of us, like Kurt just said, we all have different brains, but when it comes to the music, we're all on the same page. And what I do with Kurt's stuff, Chris does to what I submit. Hey, this is the next track. And then he just, nobody's pulling any punches here. We just do what we want to do, and it just works out, which is an amazing situation to be in, you know, to making music, especially.
I agree. Yeah. I thought the guitar worked really well with his voice too. You know, he has a unique voice, very powerful voice, and I thought it really worked well.
Well, that's what the whole you know, the plan was, and I think Chris knew, I think Chris's instinct said that I would be the guy that would bring the right stuff to the table. So that was his geniusness.
Yeah, and Phil's got the higher end voice too. He can hit the high, really highs, and I'm kind of bringing the the bass bottom half, if you will, in my own style, and we're true to each other. And I've told Phil from the very beginning, I don't want you to play what everybody's telling you to play now. I want you to just play what you're feeling. This is our music. We're going to put it together, and it's just unleash yourself. So we're just being ourselves, which it's turning out to be a beautiful combination. So
yeah,
no, that's great. Kurt, the press release said that you have 12 songs already recorded with Chris. What's the status of them, and what was the decision to just put out the EP?
Oh, we have more than 12. We've probably got 30 plus that have made the cut that are in our pipeline. But it was hard to pick what we put out in the first EP, but it was really me and Chris and Phil with some, we took opinions of others. Those were the six we thought we could put our best foot forward with at the time, and the ones that really meant a lot to us. And I think we ended up picking, we wanted it to be no filler, all the way 1 through 6. None of our EPs do we want any filler on. We never, when we write, it's not a struggle. It's actually, we enjoy it and we want to do it, and we can't wait to write the next killer tune. So we just decided on those. Phil, what went into your thought process? Anything different than mine? It was just, I think that was our 6.
We just kept writing too. Like we haven't stopped. Like we had so many extra tracks, but I mean, it's to me, it's up in the air whether it's better to put out an EP or a full album. I like 20 minutes of music because most of the drives that you do in your life are 20 minutes, and then you can listen to a whole record, and you don't have to continue to be continued. But I've done fan kind of votes, like, hey, do you guys like EPs or you like full-length records? And most of them were like, we like full-length records. And I'm like, why is the industry talking about singles and EPs when the fans really want they love the content, and they love content, but there is such a thing as too much content at once, because everybody's got ADD. So
it's so true.
But musically speaking, it's nice to have a journey of music in front of you. So we're always talking about, is the next one going to be 10 songs or 6 songs, but we definitely, what Kurt said about fillers, we're a non-filler project. If anybody thinks that anybody's eyes glaze over when they hear one song, that's not going on there.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't think there's like an industry standard anymore. Everybody's doing something different. I think Billy Idol was just putting out singles, and Scorpions put out a full album. I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's like whatever you guys feel is best for you and for your band. I think that's the best thing possible.
Yeah.
And to your point about fillers, one of my favorite bands recently put out an album, and it's a lot of music, and there was a lot of filler on it, and I was kind of disappointed, So yeah, I get it.
I mean,
yeah, I want you to flip our stuff on and not want to turn it off, and even sit in your driveway an extra 2 minutes before you go in the house, and not.
I knew you did that.
I did that all.
Awesome. Hey, Phil, tell me a little about the creation of my favorite song, "Burn Together." How'd you come up with that riff? Did that start with his lyrics, with Kirk's lyrics, or was that start with the riff?
That was the one. That was one of the songs before I started writing with Kirk. But what came down the pipe, and that even the songs that I didn't write, which was our first inception of our relationship, basically was, hey, take this song and do some magical guitars on it. And Chris said, don't even listen to the guides, just go. But what was really cool to me was the piano part. So the piano part already came in, and I thought, well, it's a cool piano part, but it needs something more organic. So I put I had to tune the guitar really weird, but there's also a 12-string acoustic and a 12-string electric. I put a double neck on there just to give it more of an organic sound to it. Not that piano isn't organic as it is, but it's playing it like that. It just sounds more, sequenced as opposed to being performed. So that's why I wanted to add that. And then obviously when the heavy riffs come in, that's just me. Every time I hear, okay, there's a hole in the vocal, the guitar's got to do something special. And if it isn't the guitar, it's the bass. I always feel like that kind of orchestration was my favorite rock and roll when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So, and I'm used to being in a 3-piece too. So I feel like there's there's a hole, I'm going to fill it.
That's cool.
What are we talking about?
The song.
Right.
Kirk, did your friendship with
that tune, Robert, Burn Together, to expand one more second on that, is I didn't like the version that Ben and I did, my original writer, and I almost was just going to throw it off to the side, but Chris saw something in it, and then him and Phil took it to that level, and then the next thing you know, I want Jeff Tate on that one. So it evolved from something I wasn't even going to go forward with, kind of like having a cigar. I wasn't going to do that either. They both had me. They did the magic on that.
No, that's great. You must have a friendship with Jeff from your previous tour with them, and you hooked up with them and asked them to be a part of it, the song?
My management introduced me to Jeff last year. Once we knew we were going to have an EP coming out, and as we continued to kind of clean up the travesty that was my first couple years working my way through business, got all that shaped up, and they flew him in his camp to have a meeting with me, and I flew to LA. We had dinner, and we walked away from dinner, and that went together, recording the vocals on Burn Together. Then he flew back in to do the music video, and then we were off on tour with him. So, and he's a very humble, sweet, great man who I'm very thankful for, that he, believed in me to even want to sing on my song, let alone go on and let me direct support for him. So very, very pivotal in my early career here. So.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. And Kurt, you have some you make some very powerful statements in your songs. You're trying to make order and out of all the chaos going on in the world. Do you think the messages can help improve anything or help people digest what's going on?
Yeah, well, everything I write is from my life experience. I mean, I've taken a lot of lumps. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've made the most of this one get on earth. And instead of going to therapy, I write music, and I can write it at any time or day. I wrote a song last night. I'm going to send it over to Phil here in a little bit, but everything I write, and Phil gets it too, even if we change some of my original literal lyrics around, we get the message we're trying to say, and then we just want to present it in the best way. Because if we can touch one person with any song, every song can touch somebody differently, but that's what it's about. It's about maybe helping somebody that is in distress or needs to make a decision and they're not sure, they're getting taken, I always am trying to help people in a positive way, and kind of like a motivational speaker would, but I'm doing it through rock music. So.
Oh, fantastic! You should have helped. You should have helped out at the Oscars yesterday.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Till today, Phil sent me the clip, and I didn't know that had happened. I just saw the speech when he won the award, and I thought that was a little bit over the top, but I didn't see the other thing. It was crazy.
That was nuts. Yeah. There's ways, to your point, there's ways to do things in life, and there's ways not to do things in life. And he would have had more of an impact if he got up there and started his speech off with what you just said was an appropriate joke. And then, but now it's a different story.
Yeah. It could have been taken a higher road approach to that. And I always try to teach people my lyrics. It's always better to take the high road.
I agree. No, that's a fantastic point. Phil, I know you have John Bon Jovi tour dates, and then I think you're going to be playing with Yngwie. Is there overlap between the two, and are you going to be playing all the shows? How does it work?
I'm going to be missing the first 2 shows, I think.
2 shows, okay.
Yeah. We just that, we try to make the puzzle pieces fit as best as we can, but it just so happens this was booked, and then the other thing was booked, and it's just you know, we've worked it out where I do what I can. So, and that's how it's working out. I can't do the first 2 shows, but I'm doing the rest of the tour, which is a month after
Yeah.
a whole month worth of shows.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting, like how, and you know, you get a lot of the, you know, people are like, so hey, wait, 1 month you're like jets and arenas, and then the next month it's a bus and a smaller theaters, and there's no hiccup really for me. You know, as long as there's a guitar in my hands, I'm a happy guy.
And a bus.
And this kind of thing, you know, I mean, it's hard to be away from the family, of course, but you know, this is what daddy does, right? And it's just, for me, I feel blessed, and I'm very grateful that I have many canvases to paint on, you know.
That's great.
The one being Bon Jovi, and then Kurt, and then even my band, Phil X and the Drills, is they're all completely different. And I feel like I get to do my thing, obviously with the Drills, because I'm singing and I write all of the lyrics and everything. I'm the narrative. But with Kurt, this whole thing took on a whole other thing than obviously what Bon Jovi is, because being in the backseat behind John is way different than being in the backseat behind Kurt, because it's the seat's a lot closer to the front.
That's a good one.
You like that? I'll remember it.
One, yeah. And when you go out as a Phil X fan, you know what he's going to do in Bon Jovi now that, since we're fairly new and introducing ourselves to the world, they come out and they're blown away. I mean, he's just shredding the hell out of that guitar. Yeah,
it's awesome.
So,
how did you guys hook up with Yngwie Malmsteen? Because you're going to be opening up for him, right?
Yeah, I was doing the Shiprock cruise, and in the Stowaways did a couple songs on that cruise, and I had gotten an instant message on my Facebook from a guy who knew me before I made it to LA, when I went out supporting kind of my demo and testing the waters, and they actually came to me, and I shared it with my management, Andy Gould and Paul Gargano, and they took it from there and put together the tour with them. So awesome. They came after me, which was kind of cool. You know, it was a step in the right direction. You know, that's all.
I've seen him so many times. He's awesome. He is an awesome guy to watch. He's really, what a performer. He commands the whole stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen him, so I'm looking forward to that.
And Phil, I have to warn you, I talked to George Lynch when he opened up for Yngwie, and he said his playing just got into George's brain, and then he was playing like Yngwie, and he couldn't shake. So just have to be careful of that, right?
Oh my God!
Stick with your own, don't lose your style.
That's pretty funny, man. I just know I have to play like way more notes when we go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, every night.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get paid by the note, right?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But that's a joke that we hear a lot of.
Yeah, I know. And Phil, you have a tour with Bon Jovi coming up. This was a postponement, right? Or is it brand new?
Well, this is a whole
rescheduled.
Yeah, what was canceled in June and July of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole Europe. Not actually, no, it was US. So yeah, I guess you can say this is that was all canceled. They did the whole, you know what, you probably need your money and you should have your money back. So they did an actual cancellation as opposed to postpone. And then when they put these gigs together, it was like, you know, by the time the band realized that, hey, we should go out there, we even in the month of April, we'll only have 15 shows because that's all we could like get in there because of other things being booked and other venues and the markets, you know, it's funny how the business is a business, right? And a lot of people forget that. They're like, how come you're not coming to California? And we're like, well, there's a number of reasons I could give you, but
yeah.
But why?
Yeah.
But you know, it's I mean, I'm glad that we get to do what we get to do, and I'm glad that I get to go do the English shows with Kurt, and then more stuff's gonna pop up throughout the year. You know, that's because that's what we're ready to do.
That's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
What's the plan after Yngwie? I think it's only. Are you guys the whole tour? He has a whole big schedule. I didn't look at the dates.
Yeah, we're going to go through June 5th with Ingve. We're going to end up down in Florida. We're working on a couple other things. We've got a possible other even larger tour in the works. So we want to be on the road. I mean, it says we're not going to grow as a band by just sitting around at home, and we got to build fans. And so we're working on all that right now. We're pivoting when we need to. So,
And Phil touched upon it earlier. You have all these stable of songs, and you have to figure out what you're going to do with them. When do you think you're going to release something next? And how many? I know you can't tell how many it's going to be, but how many you think it'll?
I don't know yet if we'll do an EP or an album. That'll be up to Phil and Chris Lord-Alge and I. But I'm probably looking somewhere between the Ingve tour and the next tour, somewhere in there. I'd like to put it out like midsummer.
But there is a single coming out.
There is a single coming out that'll tease that next EP or album, whatever we end up doing. And hopefully that's going to come out before the tour. And we might even play another little nugget from that album on the tour. So
excellent. I look forward to hearing that. So, and I just want to wish you guys the best of luck. I think I love the CD, Robert. The EP. Congratulations on it, and be safe on tour. And hopefully when you come to my area, I'm going to check you guys out.
Where is your
New Jersey? Right by Sayreville.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Northeast right away. How far are you from Hartford?
Far.
Oh, that's far.
2.5 hours. Yeah. How about New York?
Yeah, we're going to be in New York. We're at the Gramercy Theater.
Great place. So yeah, I'll come out there.
Hit us up if you want to come out, man. And we really appreciate you having us on and spreading the word about our music. And we couldn't build our base without you.
Thank you. I do a lot of photography too, and review concerts, so I could come out there and review the show and take some pictures.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man.
And then we'll meet in person. What?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. That would be nice. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
I check everything, so hit me up and just let me know, man, on Instagram or whatever, and we'll make sure that we hook up when we're up in the Northeast.
Sounds great. Be safe and best of luck, guys. Congratulations.
Thank
Excellent
you,
EP, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.